Welcome back to Tiny Blue Games. My name is, of course, Seesaw or Chris, and today we're talking about Final Fantasy XIV in 2023. Wow, took me a second to think about the year. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I'm just getting things set up. We'll kick things off in about 1 minute. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear the ominous bells in the distance. I mean, I don't know if they're ominous or like relaxing. You could probably debate it. It's a little bit ominous after what we witnessed in the most recent episode. I got my full dosage of Welcome to ShadowBringers, as everyone liked to point out, and I'm pumped to see what happens next. But yeah, look at, we got a lot of people in the chat this morning. Welcome. I see Yurku, Karamaran, Terminus. Look at all these friendly faces. So many people. I shouldn't have looked at your gear though, those accessories. Oh no, I don't. The issue now is you're prompting me to open my character and look at the accessories, and that's only going to inform more people about what I'm wearing, which wouldn't be good. Let's just leave it for now. Just Lily, good morning, good morning. Yeah, good morning everyone, welcome. All right, we are at 10:01, so we may as well get going so we can get as much story in as possible. Oh no, your client crashed. Well, hopefully, and I hate to say this to you, but hopefully you just absorb all my tech-related issues this morning. I don't always wish that upon others, but we'll see. Oh, I should mention, I did get my internet upload speed fixed. We are back up to a shiny 7 to 8 megabytes per second, which means I did bump the stream back up to 60 FPS. I did leave the bitrate lower still, so let me know if it's like noticeable that the bitrate should bump up a bit, and I'll do that again for next stream as well. But yeah, it's an issue where I toned everything down and then I fixed the internet, and now I'm scared to start lifting things back up. But yeah, no, it was good because we were at like 3.7 megabytes per second, and that's when we were experiencing issues. So this should be nice and smooth now. Well, yeah, let's get to it. It was a fun call with my internet provider. I was like, so this happened, and they actually helped me quite a bit. It was on the weekend too. I was reasonably impressed. Which is a lot to say usually for an internet provider. Tears are tear of the sand. All right. Oh, I guess we're weeping about what happened. I was like, where are we mentally? What will I say? Alize, I was spoken with the carers. Let's say Alize. Let's see her thoughts. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them, to me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? I mean, emotionally scarred forever. Physically, we're fine. Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late, too slow, and I thought I could protect you. Yeah, it was pretty dark to see. I feel like Alize knows enough about the transformation that she probably should have killed them as they were getting transformed, but I feel like the main reason we saw someone fully transform is to understand the severity of the situation, right? That it is such a painful process. The fact that they still retain knowledge of the fact that they have transformed is, I think, the most horrifying to me. I mean, I don't often think about what would happen if I turned into like a zombie or was transformed into something. But in a lot of those scenarios, I often assume that your recollection of who you were and what you've done has kind of disappeared, and you're just all about eating brains or whatever it is. But the fact that you understand that you're like the zombie or whatever, that's horrifying. Yurko says, it looks good. Oh yeah, Kerman says, it's a very important scene, sharp and pointed, right through the heart. Yeah, very much so, very much so. But yeah, let's push forward. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Halric back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to the decision I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Alaric's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course, she would have done the same. Farewell, Halric. Keep Taslene's words close to your heart. Oh my god, so spooky, just seeing them staring off into the distance. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty. Don't you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. This damned light, building without cease. It's the reason we can't save those corrupted by the eaters. But what if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only a little by little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. So, like, I guess bringing more darkness to the world? Now, hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You have to change the world. It's something we've done before, isn't it? That's right. Oh, she's got a plan. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I have gained here to hurt them. They're like, you stupid fools. Northern says, well, enough of this sadness. It's time to meet the best boy in the game, Alfie. It sure is. And good morning or good evening. I guess good evening maybe? Good afternoon, Northern, wherever you are. That's the fun thing about streaming. People are all over the place time-wise. So we want to go here. Is there a good teleport? I feel like... yeah. If we just go back here, this should be the best, probably. Probably the best. The Crystarium. Do. Afternoon, there we go. It was a good guess. I mean, we're not too far from afternoon, I guess, here at 10:08. Wow, the background music is pumping here. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word, and I would be happy to escort you. All right, let's go. I like how everyone has their little guards or whatever. This room's really nice, too. In search of Alfie. Let's do it. You will visit Alphinaud in Colusia, then. Excellent. Oh, it's as if we just chose the second option first, I've seen. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here is a letter of introduction. Present it to Zizem Dejami, the master of the beasts at Temenis Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alfie, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. Nice, nice. Zakaro says hello, and you didn't escort Alize back? Oh, we just left Alize. Was I supposed to? I just blew past her. I'm sure she'll be fine. She knows more about this place than we do, let's be honest. Yeah, you went a little ahead. Just blew past. I guess we can, like, teleport to the Rookery. No, we don't have it unlocked. Alright. Devastating. Is the background music in the city too loud? It's almost like triumphing, like trumpeting over my words, it feels like. Well, it just means you'll need to go back and talk to her later. Oh, do I actually have to go back and talk to her? That's confusing. Are you liking the shadow? The music balance seems good. Okay, so okay. If it's good for everyone else, it's good. So I do have to go back for her. That's unfortunate. I made a very critical error. Well, this was not a ShadowBringers speedrun, as you might have guessed from my last expansions. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my rookery? We have a letter for you, sir. Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an amaro for passage to Clusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. Ooh, a friendly one. Amaro are often used for travel then. And there I was expecting a chocobo. Let's see what he says about chocobos. A chocobo. Do you hail from one of the Norvrun's more isolated settlements, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little else. But here in the Planetarium, mounts like the Grey Fellow, there are far more commonly used. No. So he has heard of chocobos. Seeing as you're plainly accustomed to riding an amaro, I think I best accompany you for this flight myself. Any Zun worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the amaro launch. One of the junior tamers will tend to you while I ready the mounts. All right. Where do we have to go? Oh, I guess over there. All right. Oh, you know what I should get so I don't regret it next time is this. You have attuned yourself. Oh, well, perfect. Look at that. We should be all set up for the next one. Oh, speaking of which, I may as well use it to get to the launch. Nice. Look at that. Look at us go. You want to fly an amaro? Is it amaro to? Oh my God, Clusia? Well, I suppose if Master Dejami is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mounts shortly. You can now travel. Okay, so we've unlocked flying there. That's good. Oh, look at us go.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance,
oh, that's a beautiful, like, little city.
Earth, a city beckons.
Wow, the city looks sweet. Oh, Fangner, I didn't see your question. Are you liking ShadowBringers? I'm liking it a lot so far. I really enjoy the scenery. I've really enjoyed the story. The first segment of it was like very disturbing, but very engaging, which I think is good. So far, I'm a definite thumbs up. Oh, this is beautiful with like the kind of particles just sort of floating by. This is lovely. Northern says, funny story. You get the Amura mounts, I think that's how you spell it, when you get all jobs and classes up to 80, excluding Blue Mage. God. Do you know how long it's going to be until I have all jobs and classes up to 80 or whatever? It's going to be like forever. We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Clusia. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. That's concerning. Spy you that city in the distance. That is Ulmor, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Ilmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Ilmor is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. It's interesting. I mean, it's definitely the place that Alphino should be to kind of work on those relationships. I'm glad we understand each other. Now the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. All right. Good morning, Svent. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to have you here. A still tide. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives here, a man who goes by the name of Ebor. Ebor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Coluzia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a spring of time that will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until you are ready to return. I like to believe this guy just likes the taste of time, and this is why he asks everyone to bring it. So we just need to go down this way. Michael says, since I got it, I always use the Amaro. Oh, nice. Oh, I definitely aggroed one of these people. Oh, look at this big guy in the distance. I like his little, I like the trees on his back. We just need to go up over here. Yeah, quite the shack he's got here. Looks like a fun place to stay. Brunson says it's funny how quests end middle dialogue like that sometimes. Listen closely. Hands you 1,000 gil pieces as quest reward. Anyways, as I said, oh yeah, there was the quest break between it. That's funny. What you after? Fish? Crab? I think you got an eel in a I think I've got an eel in the barrel somewhere if you've a taste for them. We're actually here for something much more complicated. Oh, I do love a bit of time. Chuck some in a pan and it's like a bloody festival. He does like it. I like it. He just likes to eat it. That's why he's like, I'll trust them enough time. Now, what is it that I can do you for? Can't say as there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Alphanode, eh? Yeah, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Elmer's richer than all of Nulvolt, but put together, but it's a different story for them as they live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now, get a message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide. That's the fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern that the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there, and I'll see what see that Alphanode joins you. The Leaky Keel. Where are we off to? Why do I not see it? Oh, I have to... It's just up here. Alright. It's way closer than I was expecting. Let's try and not aggro a bunch of things as we go. But I feel like that's gonna not work out. Oh, can you not get up here? You can, okay. Don't see me. Wow, I actually did sneak by, nice. Hey, leveled up just by discovering something. Isn't that always fun? Alright, let's grab this before chat yells at me. There we go. Sakuro, welcome, welcome. Look at you. Just already in the leaky keel. Oh, you're all in here, eh? This is where you guys hang out too. I like it. Oh. What's happening? Oh, were you trying to give me something here? 1 second. This, your first time in the tavern, it's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What you'd be having? Oh my god, not a drink. I don't know which I should trust. Let's go with ale. A fine choice. And what will you be paying with? Well now, these are exotic. Where did you come by the coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt that they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Ah, here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? Just for like a drink, all right? I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him a earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in a solid silo next to the fence, snoring, like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. Oh, so for quite a few drinks, I like it. I like it. Sneaking always works better on the back of a giant dragon, doesn't it though? Sakura, what are you giving? Oh, is this because of my... Alright, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You got... Alright, I guess we can show off what we had here before people start judging. Alright. Will these just equip when I... Yeah, look at this. Alright, here we go. Thank you so... Wow, it did chunk up my health a good amount. That should make things a lot easier. Sven said, my favorite way to level up. Isn't it? Just exploring? Northern says those big guys with the trees are the gobus of this realm. Yay, Zakura to the rescue. Alright. It'll make my extermination work a lot easier, Zakura, so I do appreciate it. Oh, I should be using this. Oh no. Something's on our tail. I like how intense the battle music is in this one. Blighted crop. Alright. Guess I probably didn't need to AoE this. I always have to remember that I'm on my different class now. I was so used to just always being a samurai. I guess we could like do this. Well, I feel tanky enough, so that's good. Oh, I should summon my little, my pet. The old dash. There we go. Can help us for the next one. The Dashter. Now these ones I could actually do some AoE stuff on, if I was so tempted. Ooh, I like the skills are just so nice on this job. There we go. Where's Mr. Sleeping Dude? Somewhere over here. Oh, inside the barred door, right? No response. May you need to knock louder. Alright, let's knock louder then. I don't know if that was much louder. No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing? They're gonna be like, who woke me up? You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. What are we gonna find? No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. That's not good. Oh, Sakura, you spooked me. I thought you were like the What you guys are too good. Look, what is this? Some earrings, all right? I really get babied in this game, and I do appreciate it. This is that streamer privilege that they all talk about. There we go. Look at us. All done up. Thank you so much, Sakura. I do appreciate it. Cameron says, ever since I finished leveling my chocobo, I forget to bring him out. I should give him more extras. Yeah, I forget to bring him out too. I don't think I used him very much in Stormblood at all. I feel like I'm much more focused on using him now because I am a tank, and I feel like I probably kill things slower, but I actually don't. Like, I don't know how tanks and stuff work in questing versus others. Ooh, did you see me split the difference between the two of them right there? It was sweet. Oh, I should really keep using this. To the south. Oh, we are going south. That's good. I could have just teleported too. Might have been the way to do it. Look at you up there. I just love spotting you guys. All right, I'm here for my drink. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? He might be dead, miss? Gone. Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. I feel like it said hopefuls, but I'm now thinking it might be something else. In Gate Town, outside Elmore, you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You're more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the... Oh, this one's the one that's going to be poisoned on the house. I'm just ready to be poisoned. I just know it. Sakura says, sadly, your leveling aetherite earrings are no longer useful at 70. Oh, I got those. That was for like pre-ordering Shadowbringer. Not pre-ordering, but getting Shadowbringers back in the day, wasn't it?
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Ooh, I think I know who this is. He's got a cute little feather on him.
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Could you imagine? Look at them like blocking him out till the very last moment.
'Tis good to see you, my friend. The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
Look at him.
What, just like that? Oh, Alfino, you really are a dear.
He really is. That, and we know he has no concept of finances, as we saw when he purchased that samurai sword. He's just questionable at that aspect.
I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
We will. Cameron says, tanks do kill a bit slower in solo questing, but you're much harder to kill, so in a way it's easier. I guess that's fair. You could take bigger groups of things.
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma.
Oh yeah, that is
And
when
Yotsu.
when all that happened. Wow, we haven't seen Alfie in a while. Spence says, well, Dark, with all cooldowns and MP, can burst things down as fast or faster than most. Interesting. Interesting. Yulemore, where it's always Christmas. Dark Knight's opener is insane. They can do more damage than almost any other job for the first few seconds of combat. Oh, I'll have to learn how to do that. Northern says best boy. Senior Derpface, welcome to the stream. Poncho has to be new world leader, our new worlder. There we go. Tataru's gonna travel to the first just to keep Alfie's finances in check. It's very true, and she'd probably hang out in this bar if I had to guess, if I knew anything about Tataru.
It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
That's nice to see him. It really is. What will you say? Me? I was more worried about you. We thought we'd lost you. Yeah, we thought we'd lost you.
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding.
Oh yeah, because he was missing even before. Yeah. So he's been gone for a long time. Min's his best boy. Kerman says, I'm the uncommon player who went to Alfie before Alize. I felt like I hadn't seen him in ages, whereas I'd spoken to Alize the day before. Yeah, we kind of hung out with Alize a fair bit just before she got taken, whereas Alfie it was a while.
An exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
All right, let's find out. Did we even get a drink from the... Oh, I guess there's a drink by our chair. Look at our little feet. We're so cute.
I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable.
It's never avoidable, is it? Like, he always thinks that, and it's never the case.
And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change.
It would be cool. It would be cool. Like, I know they stress the point that time changes at the same rate now, that like the two worlds are kind of linked. But it would be cool if like there was a large passage of time. Like, it's kind of what I hoped that WoW did with Shadowlands too, as we came out and like a lot of things had changed in like normal Azeroth. I think that would have been like a much more interesting story for them. Not that anything's wrong with like the Dragonflight journey they went on, but I always think it would be so cool to have an MMO that you get traveled into a different realm and you come back and like all the places you knew were kind of different. I know they kind of run into issues where like people are nostalgic for how things used to be. Like we saw that with Cataclysm, but it would have been kind of cool. Would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. It's never what we bring, is it?
But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity.
Fair enough.
Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire.
Formless and deadly. Is this like the gas or whatever? Because that would be formless. It would make sense. Senior says they put it out there, so I'm sure they will play with the time dilation at some point. Sven says, well, our 16-year-old twins need to reach their early 20s before we'd see them have their growth rates. Yurko says it would be cool, it's just difficult to implement. Yeah, it would be very difficult to implement. You're right, it'd be a lot of changing. Michael says Alpha Node went to Garlemald after 4.3. It was definitely a while since he saw him awake. I guess we saw him, yeah, like sleeping for a bit at some point.
Which can
yeah,
only
here we go.
mean one thing.
The gas.
Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion.
Oh, interesting.
I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail.
Yeah, I feel like he will, but we'll also not understand most of those details, which is the most upsetting part.
But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat.
That's all right. Fair enough.
One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered.
Fair enough. I mean, oh, it's a car alarm. Oh,
That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority.
All right.
If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Oh, we're always hungry for adventure. Let's kick some butt. Look at us, leaping off.
And so we take to the
Poncho's
road
so
once
funny.
more.
It's a cool look for him. I will give it. It is nice because I feel like he sometimes just is always wearing the same thing. So it is nice to see that he's got a new wardrobe. He was like, new place, no one knows me. I'm gonna really set myself up differently. Michael says, don't worry. Urianger has visual aids for the explanation. That's good. That's good. Look at you guys. Oh, and Dash is on the table. I'm so sorry. Probably not making your experience any more enjoyable. Oh, it's Fence. Welcome. Look at you in the game. Look at that. Alfie says, Alfie is ready to take the road once more. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, we may be in luck enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best effort to do so. Wow, he's been here for a while not to have, like, set a foot in there. Come from here, we must head west and then cross a small bridge. All right. Herman says, I think it's more he's undercover as a commoner. That's how he thinks commoners dress. That's funny. So he's in disguise. It's not so much that he wanted to reinvent himself. I mean, it can be a bit of both, can't it? We have to go south for that. We'll leave it. We'll just deal with slow travel, right? God, is it ever slow feeling, though? And it's so noticeable when you're in, like, an airship that feels like it should be going so fast, and you're just like, what is this? Do 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 do. All right. What do we got? Alphino. Dash had some real cat energy there. Hey, pay attention to me. Jumps on table. It's good. It says his namesake is a cat, so it makes sense. He's just embodying it. Coluzia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Custarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me. Oh, where are we hearing this screaming from? Over there. Quickly, someone's in trouble. Alphino to the rescue, let's roll. Senior says use a smaller mount, it feels faster. Mumble driving game design. Oh, these are cool, look at these things. I love the color on them. An iguana, look at their eyes. This is sick. That's maybe, what is that thing? Is that like a little frog like statue? Look at some weird stuff around here. I guess I should be saving the person who's in danger. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank the fates. You look out. All right, let's burst it down. I know I'm not at all doing the burst, probably. Oh, I pushed the wrong one. God. I feel like a baby, like fawn or something trying to like walk with my rotation. At the samurai, like, I'm not saying I was good at the samurai, but I at least knew where all my buttons were. That one's fun. I don't know if it's a good single target skill, but I'm like, oh, what does that skill do? What does that skill do? It's gonna be rough when we finally get to our first dungeon. Alright, we did save them though, so that's something. Sven says, the mobs here take a lot more inspiration from Final Fantasy 1. Well, interesting. I mean, for those who don't know, I've not played any other Final Fantasy games, so this is all new material to me. But it is really cool that it like references such past work. My poor heart. Thank you, young sir. Oh, young sir. Well. Ah, there you I like how he's just always late for the battle. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Very classic Alfie. Classic Alfie. You all right, madame? Just a few bruises from where I fell, nothing compared to what was in store for me if this brave soul had not come to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. Sigh, I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Ilmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again, you saved my life. Now, if you're sure a strapping lad like you has little to fear. Oh, I'm sure a strapping lad like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had but cobwebs and memories. Cobwebs and memories. "'Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Ilmar's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters?" Ah yes, Alize would be well qualified to speak on the subject. He's like, wait, you went to Alize first? Hold the phone, let's talk about it. Compared with Areng, Kalusia is almost a haven, but as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Had you arrived but a few moments later, the Sin Eaters would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time, at least. Now shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Alright, let's get to it. German says, feel free to hit us up in Discord if you want some Dark Knight training sometimes. There are plenty of us who are well practiced, that's fair. It's probably something I should do at some point. Get some like rotation at least that I should like look to open with. Alright, we're going this way. Past all the iguanas. I just love like the fact that it's kind of a world like her own, but different allows them to be so creative, I think, with their creatures. Not that there couldn't be giant iguanas in like the regular world of Final Fantasy XIV, but it's cool. I really enjoy stories that do have kind of like parallel universes. Like even like reading, it's something I really find fascinating. Does to have a universe that's very similar. Like I really like his Dark Materials. Have, you know, a whole bunch of different universes that are kind of similar and overlap in different ways. Another series that I've just started reading recently is The Dark Tower 2 by Stephen King, which has like a lot of different universes kind of that intertwine in different ways. It's just a very interesting fantasy situation, I think. And who knows, maybe real. Maybe we don't know. Oh, it's the destination. I was like looking all over the place. But I think it's a very interesting story mechanism. It's a cool looking city.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond.
I gotta get used to saying it right.
This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I mean, she's not living very far from here. I don't know. It's not super big of a move. Like, I guess you just have to leave her place. Not a super lovely place.
Ah, I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh?
Begrimed bloke. I like it. What a good name.
I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
I don't know how true that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please!
Who, oh wow, they're dressed up as like jesters. I was not expecting jesters.
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine.
All right.
We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy. Even on days when fish is not on the menu!
What?
Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
I like their like somewhat rhymes.
Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon.
Oh, fun. Good.
A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
Oh, so this happens frequently. Then I guess people come out looking for someone who can do like a specific job. What happens if you don't do the job is my question.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back.
I'm gonna guess it's not
Having
good.
seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in a city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
What a face.
Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident. For you.
Ah, lost!
Enjoy.
Thank goodness.
They just flock to them like birds or something.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gate Town, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well.
Meal.
Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let us just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Alfie's not a fan. I've got the distinct, like, suspicion that it's not all that it's cracked up to be when people get there. Why is this person staring at us? That's concerning. Cameron says, I always imagine the distance in game are supposed to be a bit more than they are. Like we're playing in a smaller representation of it, otherwise the world is just tiny. Oh, that's fair. Now, you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Eulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet, from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gate Town and judge the situation for yourself. Alright, let's take a turn. Do we need to talk to people? We do. We've got a couple down here to talk to. Oh, are we more south now? No. Nope. We're further than anything. Maybe I should have gone the other way first, I don't know. Look at Zakuro. You look like just a regular townsman. Bubbling cookpot. Are we just gonna steal food? A large pot bubbles over the flame, pale chunks. Meal you realize float in the other way is plain broth. Alright. What do we got up here? Oh, over here, a preoccupied petticoat. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that awaits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? It would be hard to live like in the shadow of the place, like that's just so close. It'd be very like always in your mind, which I assume is what they want. Wow, this cliff is really something on the back end here. Yeah, probably should have gone to this one first. It's like all the way down here. But that's okay. Begrimed bloke. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Eulmore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch this sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gate Town's now not much to look at, but at least it's safe. And there's a meal here. The meal is the best thing I've ever tasted, alright? I feel like we're gonna find out it's like made out of something horrible. That's my speculation at this point. We're gonna find out that the ingredient to it is really not good. You've seen what Gate Town has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They've become dependent on handouts of meal, and believe Eulmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay unable, to conceive of any other way of life. A fickle existence. What will you say? You disapprove of these people's way of life? You disapprove of... I mean, more about the city, right? Because they're kind of like, what else are they going to do? 'Tis difficult to make a final judgment without first seeing the city's inner workings. Mayhap it is that uncertainty which always makes me feel so ill at ease here. Not that it matters, however unjust their system seems to me. If these people claim to be content with their lot, it is hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take the elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Ilmer's lagresse are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek a refuge in Gate Town, and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I'm not convinced that Ilmore's generosity truly serves the best interests of Calesia's people. I am not so knave as to think there is some miraculous solution to all this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of the capricious noble. Also, why were they jesters? Like, what? There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Imler's gates. I mean, do we have to just do well at one of these competitions? 'Tis fortunate that you arrived when you did, Seesaw. I've been working on a scheme to institute myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. All right, what's this plan? There is a beast tribe who makes it home in the seas surrounding the island. The Ondo, they are called, though you and I know them as the Sanhagi. For the most part, they keep to themselves in the ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. All right. But as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugani, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular. And when I offered to produce such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor. Would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Ilmore lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying a samurai sword without first negotiating a price. That's funny. I called him out for his business stuff and they flipped it on me. Look at that. Played seesaw for the fool. I like it. I like it. As Zerker says, ah yes, the worst, high fructose corn syrup. That's what we're gonna find out what's a meal. Carmen says, oh god, that stuff messes with my insides, something awful. My appointment with Ondu is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. With you, might you help make the exchange, all right? Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First thing, then we must pay a visit to Mosha Moa, my supplier in Right. Come, it is just to the northeast of here. All right, let's do it. Oh, who's been watching us? That's not good. There's always someone spying. Where are we off to? All right, up to the town there. Well, let's see if we can't find ourselves a current on the way by. To the east. Well, we are going east, so that's good. 'Cause even one would, wait, are we going east? No, we're not going east, we're going west. Dang it. There's one to the north. I feel like they're just all, like, far away. Do do do. Oh, look at this thing. These are some interesting creatures. What's up there, I wonder? Flap, flap, flap. Let's make sure we grab this before we forget. There wasn't any by the town, was there? No, I guess it would be inside the city, probably. Moshamua. Zergo says, I have a feeling our tiny blue crew taxi service will be in good business. It's a good service for sure. I never pay my due is the issue. I just have an ongoing tab with y'all. Is there something I can do for you, my friend? I don't know why I added my friend. Good day to you, Moshamoa. This is my associate. Oh, an associate. Sisa, we are here to collect the produce I purchased. I loaded your lacquery up with goods not long ago. My lacquery? I know of no such person. Mistel Lad? Short blue hair? No? He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he'd seen to know all the details, I just assumed this is the person who was listening. Confound it, someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here not too long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of the town, and I shall take the west. Well, he had a good business plan, and then out of nowhere, he gave it all away. Wow, that gate was really giving it to me. Oh my god, look at this thing. What is this? Look at this. Oh, wood eyes. Does it have a bunch of eyes? Oh god, I got it on me. Run, run, run. Run, 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 run. We will accept /pets as payment. Good. Search the surroundings for a male mistel with short blue hair. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a likely suspect and inspect him. Okay, interesting. It's like a little mini game, eh? Oh, it's like, oh, what have I done? What do we, oh yeah, we can zoom in like this, eh? Oh, that sounded promising. You've located your court. Wow, first shot, look at that. That was a weird, like, in-between cutscene load scene. Seesaw, any sign of him? You've a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good on his escape. Look out for a shoebill. They show up in a bunch of these. That damn shoebill. Can we like get past this? No. I love this polar bear mount so much. There we go. All right, Mr. Blue Hair.
There you are.
Look at his little tail.
The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
I mean, you'd have to do it quite a few times. I don't know how AlphaNet wouldn't catch on.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear. Must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmorans' interest.
Why are we helping
You'll give
him?
me your place. Just like that.
Ah, that's my question too.
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you.
But like, how are we gonna get in the city? Like, that was our whole plan.
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death.
Like, he did a really good thing, and I get that, but he's been here for like years in like this time, and this was his only plan that he had, and he gave it away. I don't know.
I do not regret my decision. Yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
Yes. Especially since he was a thief. What will you say? That's not who you are. Quite possibly. Meaning we'd better hurry up and think of a new plan. Alright. I'm giving them the truth.
Indeed. We will find another way. I promise you. Shall we return to Wright then? Is that
what? What are we seeing?
I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble.
How good are AlphaNote's eyes? Like, what?
Come on, they may need our help.
Let's go. It's never a day without going and rescuing everyone, is it? He is an elf, that's fair. But it still seemed like incredible sight. I call it more a light jab than the hard truth. Let's try to avoid these wood eyes. Oh, discovered a new location. Now, can we just over this ledge, I think? Yeah, we need to go down here. Just by the... see a dragon zoom by over there. Oh. Carmen's already enjoying the beach. Oh, and look at that! An aether current right beside it. There we go. We finally get one. Wildwood as Elzelin have amazing. Oh, that's why the Archers Guild is there. Okay, yeah. All right. So he's wasting his potential by not being an archer, is what you're saying. That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Cough, splutter, mercy, mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I go get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? Well, settle for a tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal. I was invited into Eulmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures of them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turned me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, and a grave sin in Lord Vothier's city. Within days, they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know, soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me, oh my god, over the balustrade into the Godsden's ocean. From up there? How were you not dashed into pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. I thought if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous. And the citizens condone such barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought. When Lord Vothier passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Eulmore, his word is law. Northern says Alfie has probably stared one too many times at his sister. The more I hear about Eulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within the wall. The more I hear about it, the more I'm like, let's just leave it. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first, we should convey Tistel to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly air, coastal air. Away into the city. Alright, let's go. Spence splashes water on you playfully. I like it. Oh my god, there's crabs. Look at that thing. Big claw. Oof. Scary looking. We're actually gonna teleport because, you know, I'm too lazy to walk all the way there. Alrighty. A fickle existence. Hi, Tristal. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Eulmore, insofar as I'm able at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to my stomach, but since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. What is it? It's my favorite paintbrush. The Yulmoran elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want, and if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a treasure. Passion. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place, not with this that city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. All right. After that says, the city of final pleasures. Oh, so we are going to get inside, eh? They say kindness is its own reward, but Tristal has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush, nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. I like it. Then it is settled. All we need to do now is return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. So it is always the jesters that come. Interesting, interesting, interesting. We have to walk to Gate Town, unfortunately. But that's all good. We got about 15 more minutes, so probably a couple more quests if I had to guess. I'm just mindful of the time as it's like cooking in this room. I'm so glad I did the morning. This is why I did not have a vote for this one. I was like, we need to start while it's still somewhat cool out. Because it's been unseasonably warm, which is not great. Have not enjoyed the heat. I like all the like little shacks just along here. Clearly a bunch of people who like lived near here or like did live near here and moved in even closer. Well, I remember April. Oh, Alfie Kryl ratted you out for painting young maidens in your school days. That's what Alfie did. God. Destination. Alright, let's see if Alfie's got the skills to pay the bills. Oh, here we go. Here they come. I like their music that they come with. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from plum, from a plum, yay, he got in, eh? And now we've a place for a painter of album? So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show. God, I like the rhyming so much. I know it'll eventually get irritating. I can paint portraits at least. Landscapes and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your powers? Any masterpieces of your own? Sadly not. Everything I paint is sold soon, such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has been seen no small amount of service. Aha, ooh, flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hope. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. Alright, we're going into the city. And who is this hanger-on? Well-wisher or parasite? Why, this is my assistant. He whose unfailing support allows me my art to flourish. I will go with him or not at all. Parasite, then. We shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to Ilmore's sweet embrace. They're like, do we get food? Oh, mercy me, the meal. We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sack ere we make our way back. God. Michael says, you've seen Alfie's art before. Remember the Gogetsu and Yugiri sketch? Oh, he was the one who drew that. It was quite good. You're right. You're right. He is actually quite good at art. Or at least portraits, anyways. Oh, look at this fancy crystal.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place.
Wow.
Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days.
It's quite the city. Walker says, watch out, they'll jungle you. Okay. I don't trust them.
Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
I'm still so curious about who is narrating. It's interesting because in Stormblood we knew very early on who was narrating, like it was clearly Lise. And then, I mean, it was more near the end that I figured out Heaven's Word, I think. But I probably could have figured it out earlier. Oh, jungler, I see. They'll jungle you. Funny, funny. Welcome, welcome to the City of Final Pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear? Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through the joyous hall. The Bureau of Immigration is the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice loud voice. The clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those folks off to the side of the road, much like the hopefuls in Gatetown. They haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means take your time. But why waste another moment? Go enjoy the beginning of your new lives in paradise. Oh, you should already know who is narrating. You've heard his voice very recently. Dang it. Ah, Iriku, why can I not place it? The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we had better show ourselves willing for the time being. I mean, I assume it's not as, like, obvious. Like, Lise was pretty obvious because she was, like, in the cutscenes with the narration. Like, it made a lot of sense. Here, let's grab this Aetheryte shard while we're here. Alright, and they said to the left once we get in. What a fancy looking place. Looks like it's just through here. Immigration officer. Welcome to Eelmore, fortunate friends. May I have your names? I am Alfie. No, I almost called him Alfie. An artist, and this is Seesaw, my assistant. Ah, yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forgo the usual interview and begin processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Eelmore have divided into two classes. There are the free, who are blessed with the favor of Lord Vothier, and the bonded, who work in the employ of the free. You will be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity for which you were chosen, in your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free, or accept work as a general laborer. I see, and might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons, actually, Che Nuz and Dulia Che, a Mistal couple whom most referred to as the Che's, or K's maybe? Kai's? They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility, for your own sake as much as theirs. Now, a moment please while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order. These are your registration documents. Goodness. Take those papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be an Eelmore citizen. Well, there you go. Look at that. Enjoy your new life in paradise. It was that simple. I like how we just swooped in, and people have probably been trying to get in for years. Yurka says, would you like a hint? Northern says, would you take a shower too? You'll see what I mean further into the questline. You can I'll figure it out eventually. If it doesn't ever come to me, I will for sure take a hint eventually. But let's leave it for now. I'm trusting in myself. Zukuro says, chai tea. Okay. And let's go to the registration officer. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. Like how they've added this little detail of actually registering with the city. What have we here? Alphino, artist, Seesaw, artist assistant, to be employed in the service of Lord Chai Nuz and Lady Dulia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it is best that we deliver you to the Chai residence before... Sniff, sniff, sniff. Oh dear. You smell hideous. Did you crawl here through a ditch? It is an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and the musk of some unwashed beast. Proceed directly to the delousery next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away the stench, you'll want to splash yourselves with this perfume liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Cornine, the guard by the stairs, will give you directions. Oh my goodness. This is what you meant by the shower. Sven says, I might just get a chai latte after stream. Yeah, I need a little pick-me-up after the stream. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. Oh my goodness. Well, let's get showered off, and I think that'll be a good place for us to stop for the day. The shower is in here. Oh, wow. What? I guess we'll be showering with our good friends here. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. Scrub yourself clean in the delousery showers. Oh, well, there we go. Everyone's just taking a shower. Good, good. Oh, wow, look at you're all in here. And we need this perfume now, eh? Wow, Seesaw showers in his armor. Zikobra. You apply the perfume as directed, and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. Alright. I like it. This this whole like city kind of gives me Hunger Games vibes, where there's like all the workers outside of the capital, and like this feels like you're inside the main city of, what was it called, like Panem or whatever. Gives me that vibe. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? Is it not, that is to say, it seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, is it not? Hurry up and shower, Stinky. What would Estinian say? Alize would have been drying her hair by now. Let's bring Estinian into it. I like it. His father figure. Spence says, a fragrance is but the cost of adventuring. Zikro says, lol, be happy I couldn't find the right dye. Good gods. You'll mention nothing of this. Swear, swear to me. Look how fancy you guys are now. All showered up. Oh, look at that. Radiating scent. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? All right, well, there we go. I think what we're going to do is pause here and then start our new life in Yulmore at the next stream. I think it's a pretty good cutting point before we get too involved. Look at all nice and showered you all are. I like the blue on your... Oh, it's a little fire guy. Look at that. Lovely. Let's do a little dance. Oh, I did not do my thing correctly. There we go, dance it up. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming to today's stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed our adventure deeper into the world of Shadowlands. Let me just take a look at the map, actually, while we're... So we've now gone into this area as well as this area. And we've really only done this, like, lower section. We have not gone above the walls, so it'll be interesting to see what's up there. Because we did more of a look at this whole area, I think, when we went on our scouting mission. But yeah, thanks so much for coming to the stream, everyone. Hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you for those who joined me in game. It's always lovely to see you. Look at it. Look at you all. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone.